Good morning, welcome to TERRA at Home. We're down here in beautiful Vineland, and what a gorgeous place to be. We're so lucky in the side of September here as fall is closing in on us, and we're here with Colleen Zimmerman from TERRA. So we're on location here today at Maple Leaf Nurseries, and we're talking about some of the beautiful fall plant life you can use in grasses and that to add to your garden for both the fall months, of course, but right through into the winter.
Yes, that's the great thing
it's
about
a little strategic,
yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay, so where should we start?
Let's start on this side here.
Okay.
I'm kind of showcasing some of the newer varieties of grasses out. So this one here, it's called Indian Warrior. It's called Big Blue Stem, and you can see it's got great color in the stem. It's not just your typical green grass.
Right.
And then it gets the lovely plumes as well.
So this grows quite large.
Yes, this one will grow about 4 to 6 feet.
Wow, and again, that's great for people who again are looking for that level, and that's obviously optimum when you're in your garden. You want to really look when you're looking at design is to get that tiered, right? So not everything's the same height, or something like this isn't hiding something little behind it.
Yeah, so this is great along a fence and as a backdrop to something else, as you can see that how we used it here today. And then stepping down, if you want to do, you can do like a whole grass garden, and then your next step down, you do kind of a medium-sized grass like this miscanthus gold bar.
I'm in love with those.
So cute.
I saw them, like, I actually really love those. So those are a new variety as well.
Yes, they are. Miscanthuses are around for a long, long time. Most people are familiar with them, but this is a newer variety, so the variegation is really strong on this one.
So cool.
And it's a little bit smaller, so it's great for smaller spaces and as a second tier to your garden.
Okay. And then you have that other grass in front, which has got a bit of a green, then it goes right to this cranberry color at the end.
Yes,
Love
this is a Japanese bloodgrass, and it's been around for a while, but it's so popular. Like, it's just incredible.
But you can see when you look at those three grasses in a row there, what variety it adds. It's so beautiful, and again, you're looking at height, you're looking at even, that one has a little bit more of a looseness to it. Other ones are more dense, so it just has some grasses I love, particularly in the wind like this, are blowing.
Yes, so it creates that sensory, it creates the movement. It's different textures too. You can see with the different types of grasses. Some of them are very dense, some of them are much more loose. Some of them actually are really flowing too, so they're great for over rockeries or even in containers, such as the front one there, the Carex Evergold. It's one of my favorite ones to use in a planter because it just spills over the edge of the pot.
Yep, those are cute.
And they're super hardy. They don't get any more than about 12 inches tall, so they're very, very small.
So you say nice and tiny and tight.
Nice and tiny and tight, and they have that strong yellow and green variegations that give really good color all season. And
that's what I think, you know, when you're mentioning how someone could literally just go to an all grass garden, and I've heard some people, they either love or hate grasses. I just think they're fantastic because of the variety. But again, you can just imagine how, because of the multitude of varieties, you could just go crazy and literally have all grasses.
Yes, and they're low maintenance, so you don't have to do much to them.
That's a bonus, actually.
Especially in the fall, a lot of other things you'll have to cut back to kind of tidy them up. The grasses, you just leave them, and they're great for habitat for birds, for hiding spots. The birds will also eat the seed heads on some of them. And then they also give you that winter interest. So that, especially with some of the taller ones, then you get that look in the wintertime too, so your garden doesn't have to look like this barren wasteland.
Okay, so when it comes to winter, you are not cutting back grasses.
You don't have to.
Leaving them there as they are.
You don't have to, no. Many of them with the plumes on them, the plumes will stay through the winter as well, so that gives you something extra to look at. And it looks really pretty when the first snow falls on them and it just catches the snow.
It catches just a little bit of it.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about snow anymore.
Yeah, okay, we're getting excited, but really not getting that excited, because I know what you mean. It's like, it sounds nice, but not for the 6 months that we get it, right? Okay, so
the next grass here, this is Molina. It's a variegated variety again, another short variety, so 2 feet tops, and that includes the little plumes on them.
Cool, again, a real nice character to that because of the, again, a low bunch, and then you've got those coming out the top. That's kind of nice.
Yes, and all these varieties are clumping varieties too, so they're not going to take over your garden. Some in the past have, so these ones don't. And then another neat little tidy one in front there is called Pennisetum Burgundy Bunny, and it's just cute. It's got some color to it too, and then it will get little plumes as well on them that look like little bunny tails. And so, yeah, so it's just really cute. And again, with that one, it's got good color, great in the front of the border because it is quite low. And then the one behind it is Little Blue Stem called Standing Ovation. So with that one, it's really great because you get that blue color along with the red color, so it gives you that bluey, purpley kind of look to it. Great texture, and like the name states, Standing Ovation, it's nice and straight and vertical, so it gives you nice vertical lines in your garden.
Right, okay, you can see that, absolutely. Okay, and then there's this guy.
And then Panicum Northwind behind you, you can tell this one's just coming out in plume, very light, airy plumes. Again, a very straight grass, thicker leaves, so it gives you a thicker look to them, as well as It's great for as a backdrop, and that motion too, when the wind blows it, it gives you that sound.
Right, yeah, it actually does. Yes, you can hear it right now. The wind is working in our favor today. This is very, very nice. Okay, so obviously, with that, we can add in some flowers as well to kind of help balance if you want to have a bit of variety from the grasses.
Yeah, companion planting is always great in gardens, and some of the ones that go really well with the grasses are the sedums, and then this is your black-eyed Susan, but this is a special one. It's called Little Gold Star, and it's a dwarf variety of black-eyed Susan, so it doesn't get much taller than this.
Very controllable.
Full of blooms, so the blooms are a little bit smaller than your typical, but this one is amazing. It just blooms and blooms and blooms. And then again with this one, if you leave it over the winter, as well as the sedums, the seed heads give you that winter interest too, and the wildlife likes it.
I love that. And yeah, that's the thing, is a lot of people don't think when they're planting their gardens in the summer, because I know I had a place that was so beautiful in the summer and so lush and so full, but once the winter came, it was just like, and if you didn't have any of, either some of things like this, where I always thought you just had to have evergreens to create interest, but it doesn't have to be that way.
No, it does not.
You could have a combination of, but I always thought evergreens are the ones that's going to give you interest, but like here we go, we're learning that, you can have grasses, you can have these, and they're still going to give you that winter, which I didn't realize.
They're all perennials, so they all come back. So, and they're low maintenance. All of these ones grow full hot sun. They take, they're drought tolerant, so they don't need a whole lot of water. So especially on the summers that we don't get a lot of rain. Sure. These ones you don't have to necessarily water every day either.
See, that's an extra bonus, right? So again, not only they're giving you really everything you need in the sense, right, for all around interest for all year, but also again when they're in high season, of course, you don't have to be out there picking away, right? And
you don't have to deadhead these. You just gotta leave them,
which is nice. And a lot of people worry about that with perennials too, is that you have to be out there a lot of times, and people fear that. It's like I don't have time to garden. I hear so many people say that to me, and I'm like, come on.
If you don't have time to garden, you can take your favorite pot, put in a 2-gallon grass or a 2-gallon perennial, like I have with these.
There you go. And that's what's good for TERRA, right? Is people can come in and talk to you guys and really get the lowdown on what you need. Here we are surrounded by this. I think what's great too is because of the variety of color that we have here, you can also look at, I know my mom has almost a house that's like that bluey gray color, so you could literally gear everything around these tones, right?
Yes.
And if that's the way you want to go and have all that sort of, ask you guys, and you can sort of find all the plants that do just that.
Yeah, you can coordinate your outdoors in and your indoors out, so that your whole place can be coordinated in a color scheme.
Yes, and that's actually key. That's one thing we've talked about in the past too, is having that flow from the front door where you are looking at this and walking inside your house. And generally, people tend to have the same likes and dislikes from their front to the back, right? So
definitely.
It's and again, this is all about now this time of year. Planting is a great time right now.
Perfect time. The weather is perfect this time of year. It's not too hot, so the plants don't get as stressed out. Still recommend using transplant fertilizer when you plant. That gives the roots a boost and gets them established a little bit quicker. And then you can enjoy them all fall. And then they get a fresh start in the spring.
Okay, so they're okay anytime September, October to be planting, right?
Yes,
okay,
definitely.
Good to know. Colleen, you're the best. Thank you, and thanks to everybody here at Maple Leaf Floristries for letting us come and take their space. That's it for TERRA at Home. We'll be back with more.
Heritage Perennials. Look for us in the blue pots.
Good morning, welcome back to TERRA at Home. I'm here with Executive Director Arthur Greenblatt of Dundas Valley School of Art, and nice to see you again. Always a pleasure coming in this building. You guys are always so great to us, and we're now talking fall classes and some of the fall events. You guys always have so much going on, and it's so great for the community to come here, especially people who have that artistic side to them, and this is their getaway place.
We'll even take you if you don't have an artistic
Isn't
side.
that cool? That's even better.
Yeah, well,
and you can teach you, and that's part of the whole program. Is there are classes that make you better, right? And this is an escape for people, though, sometimes, right? To get away from the rest of their lives and to come here and spend some time on their own.
You know what? I run into a lot of people who say to me, when I retire, I'm going to come there. And you look at them at 45 years old and think, are you going to wait 20 more years to do that? It's crazy.
But it is that people just can't seem that they can fit it into their lives.
Find 2.5 hours in an evening or in a day or on a Saturday or in a week in the summer and come and do it.
That's right. It's like going to the gym. You make it happen. It's part of your lifestyle. It helps you be healthy because it's good for your head, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's talk about some of the programs that you run here for people, just to give a wide example, maybe pique some interest out there.
Well, to begin with, our age range. Our youngest student is 2, and our oldest student, the last time she told me, was 96.
Wow.
So we have a wide age range. So most people fit in there somewhere.
Sure, yeah, most people do.
So we do have separate classes for 2-year-olds than we do for...
That's good. They're paying with pudding and stuff.
Right. But we don't have classes for seniors. We don't categorize. We have adult classes and we have children's classes. And we offer drawing, painting, sculpture, water, as you can see here, watercolor.
Yes.
We have pottery. We have art history. We have photography, both digital and traditional photography, the good old black and white in the darkroom if you want to do it. We offer as much as we can. It's all visual arts. It's all visually art based. So for that, we have classes that do that as well. We have sometimes special workshops, special events. We have our estate sale in the fall, which is a giant, better than a garage sale.
Yeah, so let's talk about this estate sale. How does this work?
Well, people will bring us things, furniture, silver, china, artwork, a lot of artwork.
I bet.
And we sell it, and it's either a 50-50 split or we get 100%, you get tax receipts. And we do that every fall. And it lasts a couple of weeks, and people have an opportunity to, all silent auction.
To really rummage through some of their items, whether it's a family heirloom or whatever it may be.
Whatever it may be.
Sometimes people want to move these items along.
And in keeping with that, we're going to be doing an appraisal day in September. And this is where appraisers from Bonham's, Toronto are coming in, and for a fee they will look at, it's the road show, it's the Antiques Roadshow.
Right.
We'll look at your artwork and we'll tell you, or your china or whatever, and we'll tell you if you have a Rembrandt. Oh, today is Rembrandt's birthday. I know it's the different schedule, but today is Rembrandt's 407th birthday.
Right.
Well, I'm thinking of it.
Well, that's
and I forgot to send the card.
While we're taping, yeah, exactly.
We will do an appraisal day and tell you if it's worth $1 or $1,000 or $1 million. And we have done this in the past, and we found some really wonderful things. People bring antique pocket watches and china and whatever
fun,
grandma
right? And it's
gave
fun for
them.
people just standing around watching this and watching these
more
be appraised,
fun
right?
watching, yes.
Now, this is the first time you've done this one in a while,
Yeah,
right?
I haven't done it for at least 10 years.
So this is a good one for people to get out.
Yeah, and that's going to be in late September, and they can call us at 905-628-6357, and we can give you dates and times. And also, you can call us and get schedules for the fall. We will also be online soon with, actually by the time this airs, we will be online at www.dvsa, Dundas Valley School of Art, .ca.
Okay.
And you can get you can register online, you can register in person.
No, but that's the great thing, right? And I think what's fun for people is because, we're looking around and obviously we're interrupting their class here today.
Oh yeah, we don't do this in every class.
We don't normally just jump in the middle of your class.
Very nice people
and
who
disrupt you.
allow us.
Yeah, thank goodness for all of them. But it's really just a nice time to come. And again, some people, maybe have been are art teachers or have been art teachers and are really in the industry. To some people who this was their thing maybe years ago.
I've seen you on the pottery wheel.
Yes, me and the pottery wheel. Good times. But actually, I loved art in high school, and so I am one of those people that say, oh yes, eventually I'm going to come and do that someday, because I get, well, you know, when I've come in to do my painting, I'm here for hours.
Right.
Ed from the
Absolutely,
basement has
right.
to kick me out of the place.
And we had the Looney Spoons, the two sisters, come in here, and they did stuff, and,
That's right.
they had fun with it, and
Yeah.
they made art. So everybody's done it.
Oh no, that's the thing in the fun events, right? And it's just, it really is great. And you know, as I say, it's good for your head, but I really do, sometimes it forces you to leave your life and just kind of take a moment for yourself. And you leave here and you feel like you really accomplished something. So it's actually just a good feel-good thing to reconnect with something that you love. Like maybe these people in here, this is their thing is watercolor, but maybe it's also like some of them have never done it before. So they're coming here to experiment outside of something that they've done in the art world, right? And okay, so with art classes, and we were talking about how, you know, people obviously can call and get more information on the classes. The average class, is it just once a week? Is that what we're looking at?
Once a week for 2.5 hours.
Okay.
For 10 weeks.
Okay, that's good.
And children's classes, generally, depending upon the age of the child, are 1 hour or an hour and a half, and some are 2 hours. So they have varying lengths. For the little kids, for the 2 to 3, 4-year-olds, they're an
short
hour.
and sweet, yeah. Well, their attention span is.
And one of them, for the youngest one, they come with their parent or child, caregiver, caregiver, and they do it together. It's 45 minutes working together.
Sure, and that, I mean, that's the great thing, right? So it really is, you know, introducing your child. Because I know my little guy, he loves music, but he can't connect with art right now. And I'm like, well, why aren't you like me? So I would love to bring him to a place like this to maybe give him a different perspective on art. Because sometimes in school they don't really, maybe aren't connecting with just coloring with a crayon. Give them a different introduction to art, right? Okay, so we're talking about kids and parents coming in and adults alike to some of the classes. I think having classes that long, like a 2.5-hour class for an adult, is perfect because you really have time to actually get in it, right? Into the classroom versus.
And you get to 10 weeks. So it's 20. It's really hard because sometimes you look at classes, this costs this and this costs. It's 25 hours, and the 25 hours is enough. Most people take one course. Most people don't take, even though there's discounts, most people don't take more than one course.
Really?
But they do it, and they take, it's either Wednesday afternoon or Friday evening, no, Thursday evening or whatever it is, and they put aside that time, and that's when they do it. And they do homework. We don't give them homework. They do other work outside of class, as anyone would, just because you're only doing it because you want to do it. One of the nice things is nobody forces you to come. There's no grades. Oh, big thing, there's no grades.
That's actually nice too, like back in art class.
There's no pressure,
That's actually really important though. I think that's actually a really good thing to mention, that you know, you don't have the pressure of that, and you don't have any deadlines, really, your own personal.
And if you like a class, you can take it again. And again. And there's
perfect it.
We have at least one student who's been coming to this school for 25 years.
Taking the same class?
Well, not always the same. But she'll get it right.
Get it right. Well, thank you so much, Arthur, for letting us into the space, and thank you to all of everyone in class here.
Bill Biddle and all of the people in here. It's wonderful, incredible job that people do.
Thank you. Thank you to all of you. All right, that's it for now. We'll have more TERRA at home after this.
You've sat under them and built forts in them. You've swung from them and fell out of them. You've even fallen in love under them. Trees have always held a special place in our hearts and memories. A natural beauty, trees will grow with you and your family and bring color and nature into your world. For your assurance of quality, look for trees and shrubs with the Medallion plant tag. Medallion plants, locally grown, the pride of Niagara.
Welcome back to TERRA at Home. Well, we've now moved over to the outdoor kitchen. I'm here with Chef Nathan Young, and this is so fun being here at Ravine Vineyard because, again, it's a whole experience. We're talking about, you know, having culinary and wine together. It's just the perfect pairing, right?
Oh, it is, yeah.
This is awesome. And outdoor kitchen is a lot of fun. You have an amazing pizza oven back there, too, don't you?
Make all our pizzas. Right now, currently, we're going through about 100 pizzas a day, which is great. So
I think it's because people love just having a glass of wine and sharing a pizza. That's just a good combo, isn't it?
Yeah, and you can't beat the view too. Like,
I know, this is pretty
I
amazing
think that
out here.
attracts a lot of people to come up after work and just relax and
Yes.
look
Kinda
over Niagara. And
takes you away, right? Just
Yeah.
exactly as you say, after work. It's just, I'd love to be able to be this close to this environment, just to be popping in here like that after work. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about your menu in general and what you're serving in the summer months, and we're out just inside of September now, but obviously I'm sure you gear around a lot of local.
yeah, during the summer, I mean, that's very easy to do. Come the wintertime, it kind of struggle a bit to get absolutely local.
Sure,
but
would
we
be.
don't claim to be, a 100-mile menu, Niagara only menu. When things are in season, by all means, we use what we can. We've got an on-site organic garden which produces us tomatoes, green beans, yellow beans, a lot of our herbs. The basil today is coming from there. Also, I've got my father-in-law, Paul walks on Concession 7. He grows us mass amounts of plum tomatoes for the sauce. So
fun.
all our pizza sauce is actually made in the summertime directly from his tomatoes. And
That makes a huge difference though, right? When you're actually using fresh tomatoes right off the vine like that.
oh, it does. It
Doesn't
does.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it comes in like picked in the morning, and I mean, we've got them in the pot by 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And that's
Seriously.
great for the the culinary students. I've got a lot of students from Niagara College, which they get to see hands-on from the farm to actually to the table. Things aren't coming in a box label from California.
Yeah.
So
That's a good
it's
experience for them though, right? It really is. It's
yeah,
a
they
really
get
good
to meet
connection.
the farmer and
Yes.
have an understanding of actually what we're trying to accomplish here. And the menu itself is very, I like to think, simple. We're not out to reinvent the wheel. We're not trying to recreate anything, but we're trying to showcase what's in season,
Yep.
what's local. For today, we're going to do a heirloom tomato salad, which is a pretty local
I love that.
dish.
That's one of my favorite things actually eat in the summer because of the access to, tomatoes just grow like no tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you have so many of them,
Yeah.
and I feel like I just want to eat tomatoes every single day.
Yeah, it's great
And
too.
heirlooms are great.
Yeah, these are a little story behind them. The general manager here, Sean Speedwack, he's kind of dabbles in tomato growing during the summer as a little hobby. His friend started, I believe, and they grew up together. So he's got a little bit of land at his place. So he got the idea, like, why not grow 100 plants and see if we can supply
I love it.
us. So they're actually Colwack tomatoes. They developed a little name.
Really?
Both their last names combined together.
Oh, what
So-
fun. That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's kind of neat. He actually brought these in first thing this morning, and it's kind of nice to see like farm grown produce. So like right off the bat, you can see like there's little cracks in them.
Yes, that's
like,
what it's supposed to be, right?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just
Yeah.
unfortunately when you go to the grocery store, they want quality control. So if everything doesn't look the same and shiny and bright, they don't want it, and it's kind of embarrassing if we realize how much stuff is not being accepted at grocery stores
It's
and
wasted
put into
because
waste.
it's not perfect.
But that's what it is. That's how Mother Nature
I love
made
it,
it. So
and that's the thing, right? And I think heirloom tomatoes in themselves, they have so much, they have so much character to them, and that's what makes them look so beautiful on the plate too,
Yeah.
right? And all the colors.
yeah.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the menu itself and exactly what you're making then.
Okay, we're gonna make a heirloom tomato salad with watermelon jelly,
Okay.
Fresh basil, and a balsamic reduction.
Okay, so let's make this watermelon jelly because
Yeah.
this sounds so fun.
Yeah, it's quite easy. So we got a
All right.
nice fresh watermelon here, seedless. You can use the regular watermelon, but now you just got to pick out the black seeds.
Right.
Because you're gonna grind them up in your jelly, and
Sure.
you have chunks of seeds
And
in
that
there.
doesn't taste too great.
Well, it's not only that. Yeah,
It doesn't look good.
yeah, you'll be all upset. There's chunks in there.
That's right. That's right.
So.
And I'm surprised you were saying this watermelon jelly is actually very straightforward. It's basically just pureed watermelon.
Yeah, it's pureed watermelon. There's a touch of maple syrup. And it's kind of funny. The maple syrup brings out the taste of the watermelon. You can't taste the maple syrup, but it's kind of like a highlighter on a piece of paper, like stuff you have to highlight so you can
Right, so
see
you just help-
what you need, and it just helps make it pop, I guess.
And it's interesting how it turns into it. You're putting it into a mold. It's interesting how it turns into an actual jelly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a great thing here at Ravine too, we've got 12 pigs at the bottom of the escarpment. So all these watermelon rinds, anything organic
They
that
get
comes
'em.
into, yeah, they certainly do. They
Cool. I
they
love
get
that. That's a great
brought
idea.
down. Feed the pigs twice, 3 times a day if
How much do
needed.
they love you? Pigs are
Well,
loving Ravine.
Yeah, that changed in the fall though. So, literally, just if you at home, it could just be a regular milkshake blender. You just toss it in there. It doesn't have to be chopped up very fine because this thing is gonna.
Well, that's a great part about watermelon is it doesn't take much,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
You put the lid on.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can do this without making a
So
mess.
fun. It's all good.
Yeah, it's on low. And then you just. There you go.
Look at that, done.
Then give it a
Love
good
it.
blitz.
Yeah. Okay, so basically at this point you're just adding a little bit of maple.
Yeah.
How much are you putting in, like in terms of the ratios?
I mean, what we do here, I've weighed it out just to save us a little bit of time here.
Perfect.
But all that's happened now is this is just the watermelon juice.
Yep.
There's 500 milliliters or 500 grams. You can see here at the restaurant for some reason it's fun to take the numbers off the measuring cups, so they can't take the numbers off the digital scale. So basically 500 milliliters is 500 grams.
Perfect.
And then to this here, we've got the little whisk. We just add a touch of the maple syrup to it now. And then that's it. There's no seasoning. There's no salt, pepper. There's nothing else. And again, you don't need that.
No, you
but
don't.
it certainly just
Okay, now
makes
show us.
it.
We have to go to break quickly here, but
Okay.
just show us the mold and how and basically what it looks like once you put it in the mold.
Okay.
Grab that in there.
Yeah. So we've got
There we go.
a mold here. After you put that in, it's a tablespoon of agar-agar,
Yeah.
which is a gelatin but made from
Yeah.
seaweed. And then you just
You're done.
literally fill in the molds, and you can get these just little ice cube molds you get at like the dollar store,
Perfect.
and pop them out. And there we go. We got
Awesome.
our
Okay, so what we'll do
watermelon
is we'll
jelly.
take a quick break. We'll come back. We're going to put this salad together for you. It's going to be awesome. Welcome back. We're back here with Chef Nathan at Ravine Vineyards, and we're putting together our heirloom salad.
Yes. So during the break, I've just wedged up some tomatoes, tucked some fresh mozzarella, put in slices. So now we'll just give everything just a quick season, and it's a very simple salad. So that's seasoned up nice. We just now place the tomatoes however you want on the plate.
This is great. There's so much variety of color and shape.
Yeah, that's. Well, that's the thing about it too. Like you get green tomatoes, orange tomatoes, purple tomatoes, and then again now we just put our mozzarella. It's classic tomato mozzarella, and then from there put our watermelon jelly. And it's weird because watermelon and tomatoes actually work really, really well together.
I know. Some people have
So-
been wondering about that, why that works.
And then we
but-
got it to this point. Now we've got a balsamic reduction, which is just balsamic vinegar. We put in a pot, reduce it down to a syrup, but we add sugar to it, and you just add sugar to taste. If you don't add the sugar, it's just really bitter.
Yes.
So-
okay, I have discovered
so now
that.
here we've
so
just-
it's up to you how you want to make it.
Just a little balsamic on there.
Really adds to the look too, doesn't it?
Yeah.
This is so pretty.
And then we just got some fresh basil that we just kind of chiffonaded up or chopped up. You could even rip it apart.
Sure.
It doesn't really matter, and just put
But
that on.
that's key for a tomato salad is to have that basil in
Yeah.
there too, right? And again, basil and watermelon taste so good together
Yeah.
too, right?
And then that's it. That's our
How beautiful is that?
heirloom tomato dish here at Ravine.
I love that, and I love again the watermelon jelly is easy enough to make at home. So
Yeah.
again, we definitely this is definitely a fun experience to be down in the Niagara area and be able to come to something like this, right? Because again, what would you suggest having in terms of a wine from here from your vineyard with this salad?
I think a rosé would go really well with it.
That would be nice,
Yeah.
wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So and that's the great part about being at a vineyard is that along the way you can pair your wines up
Yeah.
and have a great culinary experience.
Yeah.
Chef Nathan, this has been fun. Thank you so much. I can't
Yeah,
wait to
thank
come here
you.
and just hang out on my own terms.
Yeah,
This will be good.
come
All right.
anytime.
Thank you. All right, that's it for now. More TERRA at home next weekend. Have yourself a good one.